Hey guys, this is Josh Shoemaker again here, joined with Dan Keenan for our next ball review. This time it's going to be for the Origin EX. So the original Origin came out last year. In my opinion, it was very similar to like the Altered Reality, which was a big, tumbly, asymmetric ball. And this one's the second one in the line with the Origin. This time it has a little bit weaker of a cover, so it has the 89 Reserve Blend Solid cover. Which has kind of been pushed as like a little bit of a beefed up R2S. For me, it looks like it's a little bit earlier and stronger than that is. So I ended up drilling this a touch weaker than my original Origin. And it kind of complements the Realities pretty well, which is a ball that I feel like we've kind of missed in the line. So I'll go ahead and just jump right into it. So this is by no means a fresh house shot right now. We actually bowled league on this side last night, so they have about 3 games of play on them with 3-man teams, so quite a bit of traffic. So I'm actually starting about 5 further left of what I did last night when I threw this. Just kind of jump right into it. Notice very well is once there's a little bit of transition, it seems like it blends them very well. Last night didn't quite look the best for me on the fresh, but now that there's a little bit of transition out there, it seems like it's blending them very well.
All right, so like Josh said, new Origin EX kind of supposed to complement the original Origin, which I had close to the Reality line. This one seems to be more of a transition piece. Blend the friction. It's always good when we strike at practice and keep doing it. That's usually
true.
Good.
All right. So as of this video, I really only have about 2 games on this ball, so I haven't even really had a chance to break in the cover too much. I did throw it right out of box, and it did feel, I don't know if I got one that maybe was towards the end of the pad life at the factory, but it felt almost kind of like fuzzy and like almost had a sheen on it. So I did touch it with a light 1000 before I used it last night, and I did like it quite a bit more than the first time I threw it. Go ahead and just stand in the same spot as this first one and not try to get it as far right. There you go. That one wasn't quite as far right there, and you can still see it blended it pretty well.
So as Josh was saying, I've only got a couple games on mine also. I used it last week, fresh out of the box for 3 games. I just felt like the cover made it float a little too much, a little too clean. We do use a lot of volume around here. No one is shy about their volume around here. So comes with 2000 finish. I just took a fresh 2000 pad, went over it just to freshen it up. I used it in a tournament the other night, and it was very well used that way. A little spinny. There's still, like Josh was saying, it was 3-man league last night, and there's still quite a bit of volume out. We're really not too far left for considering that they were broken down pretty good last night.
Yeah, definitely. I was able to use this the first game, and then the last 2 I jumped into the new Wrecker, the Ultimate Wrecker. So go ahead and let's jump to 2 and 2 left here, and just slow it down a touch. Still trying to kind of keep it in the oil.
Still hooked out of the oil there.
Yeah, pretty good so far.
So since I spun the last one, I'm just going to move a couple left to see if I can get it to save a little more energy. That was better. So as you see, it blends the friction very, very well. Doesn't jump off it, doesn't jump forward, just kind of continues.
Yeah, the last couple videos, it seems like we've been talking a lot of balls, or about a lot of balls that would be good Nationals options. And I do think, although I'm not going to be bringing this with me this year, I do think if I had a little bit more time with it, this could be one that potentially would be a pretty good option. Having the big rolly stable cores with a little bit cleaner of a cover kind of lets you keep the ball in front of you a little bit longer. Here's as the last shot. Got that one right a little bit quicker than the last one and came around a little more, but still, I mean, wasn't the best shot, and as long as you can get 9 on it, it's nothing to complain about.
So as Josh said, speaking of Nationals, I don't go till the 4th of July, so I've been doing a lot of homework and research. I have not decided what balls are going yet. Team looks brutal. I can see maybe using this during doubles and singles based on some of the videos I've seen. Team looks like you really got to use those lower diff balls to stay in a zone. Maybe later on go to a bigger ball just to open the lane. Especially a guy like my rev rate. Sometimes when we go left, I actually put the ball up.
Happy feet.
When the bad ones strike, it's a good ball.
So yeah, kind of like Dan was saying, I'm going with a couple of lower diff options for team. I got original IQ Tour and IQ Tour AI that are making the trip with me. Doubles and singles looks like they put out a little bit more volume and can get away with throwing some of the bigger stuff. So I ended up going with a Gem and a Physics Blackout. I think those and a Tendon Star S2, which I think will be good for a little bit straighter. I definitely think this would have been in contention for a piece to bring if I had a little more time with it. Go ahead and move another 2 and 1. Move another 2 and 1. Made sure I stayed behind that one and kept it in the oil, and looks like it's shaping really well so far.
All right, I'm gonna jump and do a little comparison of the original Origin. So they're both roughly the same layout. I want to say I did like 4.5 by 3 by like 1.5 on both of them. They're both at 2,000 right now. The original Origin's a little lane shinier than being older. I haven't thrown them side by side yet, so I'm just gonna stand where I threw the last one with the EX and see. Kind of what I expected, a little more cover, so it's gonna pick up a little quicker. I'll move left off of that.
Yeah, what's interesting about kind of a lot of the releases it seems like Storm does is they will go ahead and start with either a solid or a pearl version, and they'll go to a different cover, different additives in it, but usually the same cover strength. Whereas this one, when they start off with a pretty beefy cover on the original Origin, then they go to a solid version of it with the EX, but a little different additives in it, so it doesn't create quite as much friction as the original. So, and it's kind of weird to start off with a cleaner, shinier ball and then potentially go to this one, but with the cover being so much weaker, that's actually an option you could with this one. I do think the EX would be in play a little bit longer for me than the original Origin would. So I brought, to compare to it, I got one of my original realities here. This is my pin-up weaker one. So the pin distance is about the same as the EX, but the buffer's a little bit longer. And this is kind of what I saw as a pretty close option to the EX. So I'm going to go ahead and move 2 back right. So the middle shot, that was at the origin. So the cover on that reality is definitely a little bit stronger, so you can kind of see that one straighten out and go forward a little bit quicker, but still very controlled.
I'm gonna go a couple left. See if I can keep it on line a little bit longer. The original. So my eyes are seeing the original origin is probably a foot sooner and quite a bit stronger going as far as going forward.
So I'll go ahead and throw one more shot with this reality where I ended with the origin. And I think you're going to see this one struggle a little bit to get back up the hill. Yeah, got that one a little bit right, but with the origin, I got it that far right, and you can see it actually came back pretty hard in 4-pin, whereas that one kind of just loped and I went forward off it. That's just basically due to having a much stronger cover than the origin.
All right, I'm going to throw a ZX, the last shot here, to see if I can throw it on top of where I threw the original. See what it does. From this spot here, I half 10. Let's see if I can kick the 10. Oh, yeah. So there's a difference in cover there. I threw pretty much the same shot, and that one drove through, got the 10 out. The original being a little stronger, left the half 10 from the same spot, so that's good.
So I think this is going to be a pretty good option for you guys with Nationals coming up, and same with on the house shots too. If you want something a little bit bigger and stable of a core, but a little bit weaker cover that's going to allow you to kind of stay in it longer and play kind of wherever you want in the lane. And we're a little late with this video again. It's kind of been a theme as of lately with being so busy. So if you guys are interested in grabbing your own Origin EX, go ahead and hop over to your local Storm VIP Pro Shop and drill your own today.
See you.